In this example, we have multiple parentheses in a bracket as well. We're going to follow the orders of operations. So we're going to start with the big bracket first that comes on the left side. Inside of it, I see a division between two parentheses. I'm going to be simplifying inside each parenthesis first. Let's just start with this one. So I have 1 over b that being subtracted from b. I'm going to give b a denominator of 1. What is the common denominator between b and 1? Here's a hint. It has to be the bigger number so that it can be divided by both 1 as well as b itself. Therefore, it's b. The first fraction didn't change at all, so its numerator doesn't need any adjustments. However, the second fraction went from 1 to b. It was multiplied by b. So I'm going to do the same thing to its numerator. It's going to become 1 minus b squared. The first parenthesis is simplified. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the second parenthesis. 1 minus 1 over b. 1 minus 1 over b. The common denominator, same logic, is going to be the bigger one, b. The first fraction was multiplied by b, so I'm going to do the same thing to its numerator. It's going to become b minus the second fraction, doesn't need any adjustments, b minus 1. The second part is also done. I know that I'm dividing these two. When we're dividing two fractions, so I'm gonna try to write it once more so we can see it better. This is our first fraction, and it's being divided by this fraction. What do we do in division between two fractions? We use K, F, C. Meaning we're going to keep the first one as it is, we're going to flip the second one, and then we're going to change the sign between them. Okay. Basically, the only thing that's going to happen is that this sign is going to become multiplication, which I'm going to show using a product. The numerator and denominator should switch places. There we go. Our job now is to simplify what we have here. Let's take a good look at it. First of all, this b and this b can immediately be cancelled out. What we're going to be left with is 1 minus b over b minus 1. And we have a power of 2 up here. Take a moment to see if you can remember any formulas that look like this. We have subtraction between two terms. One of them is a squared. We can see that obviously. The other one could have been a squared because 1 squared is the same thing as just 1. So if it was 1 squared minus b squared, doesn't it look like the difference of squares? What do we do when two things that are squared are being subtracted? We're going to have 1 minus b times 1 plus b. So let's open that up. 1 minus b times 1 plus b over b minus 1. But we know b minus 1. First of all, I'm going to switch them around. It's the same as if I put b over here and I put an addition sign between them. Let's see if that looks like any of the factors inside your numerator. We have something similar to it here, but they have the opposite signs. That's okay. We know they're going to have the same signs if I were to multiply a negative 1 here, or to factor a negative 1. Both of them refer to the same thing. Then, in that case, I could just simplify them and we would have the negative 1 left over and 1 plus b inside our numerator. This can be translated into, well, we don't really have to write the denominator of 1, but we'll have to keep the negative. Negative 1 plus b, or just negative 1, negative b. Let's go back. We have negative 1, negative b, or negative 1 plus b for this entire bracket. The other parenthesis is the same thing, 1 plus b. So what I could do is that I could write it as minus 1 plus b squared, and we're done. That's the final answer. that was helpful.